In order to master agentic AI applications, you need to understand the patterns. In this particular case, it's super useful where your agentic AI application, a single pane of glass, is directing different type of customer service queries, general questions, refund requests, technical support to downstream processes, prompts, and tools. Once again, if you have a user experience that you want to build supported by the natural language interface, you'll have to think about the work that users will present to your agentic application. It could be in the form of highly accurate retrieval. It could be also in the form of being able to trigger and get work done, useful work done. For example, be able to ask for a refund request on a product item that someone purchased, be able to get technical support on a product that someone is using. And that pattern is becoming a very predominant pattern and being able to improve overall accuracy and the responsiveness of the user experience, because now you have segmented out your application to more clearer tasks. And in some cases, this pattern may not apply, and we'll talk about that too. The other particular usefulness of this pattern in building agentic AI is routing easy queries to a smaller model, a more lighter, cheaper model, or the hard and usual questions to a more capable model. As you think about building agentic AI applications, you'll have to start thinking about how these patterns fit into the user experience that you want to go build. The other pattern that we see a lot from our customers and across the industry as well is chaining, where one LLM call outputs to a gate, then passes that information to another LLM call or multiple LLM calls. This is a bit of a workflow. This is what I described a couple of slides ago. But imagine you're generating marketing copy, and then you're translating that to different languages. Guess what? It's chaining one call to the other call. Your gate could be, hey, the first marketing copy that was generated was not good enough. You ran some evaluations and you determined that was not good enough. And you can fail and exit out there. But this is a very important pattern to be able to build high quality systems. If you have a few steps you have to get done before you can actually send something to the user. And the other example could be writing an outline of a document and checking if the outline meets a certain criteria. There are a few other types of patterns that fall more in the workflow category of agentic AI. I don't think we'll have time to cover all of them. There's orchestration patterns that you may want to be familiar with, but these are the more common scenarios that we are seeing with our customers and across the industry, where they're trying to accomplish tasks and outcomes that are agentic in nature, but essentially more workflow driven. The other pattern, which I think is worth talking about and perhaps requires some time, is autonomous. These are augmented large language models that have access to your environment via tools, functions, and APIs, and they are deciding the end state given a high-level goal. You may all have heard of OpenAI Deep Research most recently. OpenAI Deep Research is a type of an agent that enables you to do research. Deep research, I think they named the product pretty well. And what it does is you give it a high-level goal. Imagine you're researching a vendor before you select them, or a set of vendors before you select them to do work, or you're researching a competitor. And then the actual, the agent itself needs to figure out how it's going to break down and decompose the high-level goal, run various steps via planning, access your environment for up-to-date information if needed, or up-to-date information on the web. That's also an environment. And then use that as a feedback loop to come to an end state. These are highly, highly complex, but very useful agentic patterns if the problem is truly open-ended. And I think the three different use cases, whether it's routing, chaining, or autonomous, and both are workflows, or autonomous agents, we all have to think through how do these patterns apply to the end goal, the problem that we are solving on behalf of our customers and users when building agentic applications. So this is a very powerful way to do this. The challenge becomes you're trading off latency, cost, to be able to take an unbounded, open-ended problem and provide a good user experience. Deep research is one of those examples. Obviously, deep research costs an incredible amount of money to use, but in some scenarios, an organization, you can imagine there's some higher level executives that need to do workforce planning, and they need to know what should they do as they navigate the world where there are more tariffs and there are be more legal restrictions in different parts of the world.